Hello, everyone. It's me, Imogen, with Be Real with Imogen. I'm sorry I went kind of ghost on you guys. I was just kind of here, but we're back, and I will have this video up this week. But let's get into today's video. So let's start with my outfit. It's from Fashion Nova, of course. I told you guys that's where I get a lot of my outfits. So it's just like my silk PJs. Um, just kind of cozy today. My hair is not even done. I did my makeup, but that's about it. So, anyways, let's get into today's episode. So, if you have me on Instagram, you would see that I posted. I don't have my notebook with me today. And that's because today's episode, I'm going to kind of just wing it and just go based off how I've been feeling personally. Not that it's anything bad, but I feel like in every episode I've had my notebook because I kind of refer to that when I'm doing an episode. But I was like, this morning, I was like, you know what? We're just going to film. I'm just going to sit here in front of my camera and see what happens. So yeah, let's get into it now. So I was feeling a little under the weather, so I made some tea. And I'm feeling a little bit better. But anyways, so I would say this past week, I've been kind of like in a funk within myself, I guess. I feel like we all go through it. We just kind of have those times where we just feel unmotivated. We feel like we just want to bed rot all day. We don't really want to like clean, go to work. Well, we still go to work. I still went to work. And I just don't want to do anything. So I was kind of ghost on like all my social media this past week. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't like me. Like I need to get back into it. So this morning I was kind of just like laying on the couch, drinking my tea, hoodie on, everything. The weather even kind of made me feel like, damn. And my cat is just down here smelling my feet. I'm not stinky. She's just, I don't know. So anyways, like I was saying, I feel like we all just kind of go through that. And, sometimes it is hard for us to get out of it. Like I was in this little funk for like a week and it's Tuesday today. So I just feel like I was kind of just like down. Like nothing made me sad. No one made me sad. Nothing happened to make me like in this funk. It was more just like a personal thing. Like I just kind of needed like a little mental break, I guess. I don't know. Nothing's wrong though. I'm good, guys. I just got into a little weird mood. So anyways, like I'm saying, so I feel like it's normal to go through these things. I mean, as adults, there's different things that go on in our life. We got bills, we got family, friends. Some of us have our own families and partners, and we all just kind of go through those things. But I feel like today I'm just gonna kind of talk to you guys about that. Not me personally, what I like go through, but more just like I guess how to overcome it and how you can like get yourself like out of it. Me personally, I kind of get myself out of things in like a weird way, and it's probably not the healthiest way because it can confuse like your brain. But I feel like for me personally, it helps. And I'm not telling y'all to pick up this technique. It's just what I personally do. But I'm going to give y'all a healthier way to kind of get out of it. And not that mine's bad. It doesn't involve anything illegal. It's just like more like self-talk. So anyways, enough of that. So yeah, this past week, like I said, I've just kind of been like ghost on social media. I would still go to work, go to the gym, but I was just still feeling like kind of like, ugh, like what is wrong? Like no one made me sad. Nothing happened to make me feel this way. I was just kind of like more personal, like, ugh. I think for me more, it's kind of like I know I can do more with my life and I feel like I should be somewhere different, but it's just more of a personal thing. Like I don't know, I just need that extra push sometimes and discipline. I'm all covering my face sometimes I guess to kind of like get where I want, because I know I can. These cats better not knock down my setup again. I will crash out. So anyways, I'm just gonna let them be free, let them do what they want to do. Anyways, like I'm saying, I just feel like me personally, the way I kind of like handle these things, I just kind of like self talk to myself. I'm like, okay, I think of where I want and I guess I should be in life. And I kind of use that as like motivation. And then I just kind of like tell myself, like, I don't compare myself to others because, you know, like I said in my last video, we're all different people. We're all different places in our lives, some of us, you know. But I kind of just tell myself, like, what are you doing with yourself? What do you want? Why are you still where you are at in your life? Not that it's bad where I'm at. I feel like I'm in a pretty good, decent place in my life. I'm not complaining. I'm alive. I'm breathing, roof over my head, food on the table. But anyways, I always just tell myself, like, okay, this is what you want, Imogen. Why aren't you going after it? Why aren't you disciplining yourself more to get where you want? Like, this is why I know I said I don't compare my. I just said I hope my cats don't knock down my setup, and they knocked it down. So, anyways, back to what I was saying before they rudely interrupted me again. I feel like I just kind of tell myself, like, why aren't you doing more? Why are you doing less? Like, get the fuck up and go get where you want to be in life. What can you do to get where you want? And, you know, I kind of like, not that I necessarily have to have like $1 million, 1 million followers by like tomorrow. Like, everything takes time, and that's totally fine. Nothing's going to happen overnight, like I said. Some people it does. That's a miracle. Wish it could happen to me. But everything takes time. Like I said, you're meant where you are in life. That's where you're meant to be for now until you know you eventually move up. But I feel like I read this book. It's called Atomic Habits. I forgot who the author is. Shout out to them. Don't copyright me. But in that book, I read one time that like every day you can take a little step to get to where you want. So you don't have to make like $100 by like tomorrow night off whatever. I mean, if you do, I know with those prize pick apps and betting apps, you can do that in pretty much an hour. But anyways, you just have to take little steps to where you want to be in life. So like, as long as you are doing these little steps and kind of like following through with them, and you're gonna get closer to where you are. So like, for example, the gym, you know, you're not gonna get abs the next day after you do an ab workout. You're not gonna get a bigger ass next day after a glute workout. I mean, fuck, I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. So, you know, as long as you're consistent with it, like the gym, you know, you're gonna go for a month, you're gonna start seeing progress. Whether you're doing cardio to lose more weight, you're going to start seeing progress. Whether you're doing more push-ups to get, you know, upper toned body, you're going to start seeing progress as the weeks go on, as the days go on, as the months go on. And that's kind of how I feel like life works with like your goals. As long as you're being consistent, putting in the work and doing the extra stuff on the side to get where you want, that's what matters. And like I said, you don't have to necessarily be where you want to be like by tomorrow. I mean, sometimes it is good though to set like deadlines. Like back then when I was a little more motivated, I would set deadlines for myself. I need to start doing this. I would set deadlines. I would say, okay, by next Friday, I need to have gone to the gym by like at least 4 times this week. And I mean, I do typically gym 4 times a week because of my freaking lower back issues. But anyways, or like me with my podcast, I'm like, okay, I need to make my video record by Wednesday so I can have it edited by Friday before I post at 6 p.m. or schedule it to post. And I want to get better on it so I can premiere it for you guys. So that way you guys can like, if you're that interested, you can have like the countdown of I like seeing the countdown. I'm like, okay, there's 5 hours until my video drops. Cool. So that's kind of what I would say helps too, is just kind of like setting deadlines. Like, okay, by Sunday evening, I need to have my meal prep ready for the week. You can even set that goal on a Sunday morning. okay, by 5 p.m. I'll make sure my meal prep is ready for the next week coming. So just kind of like stuff like that, I feel like, and kind of like the down talk. It's not healthy. I also read in a book you can confuse your brain when you kind of down talk on yourself, because one day you're like, hell yeah, like I'm so confident with myself, and the next day you're like, oh my god, like my face looks horrendous because I have a pimple here and here, and then your brain's gonna be like, yesterday you were happy, today you're kind of like. So that's not the healthiest way to kind of cope. But I feel like, me personally, it motivates me because I'm like, damn, like I'm over here telling myself like I want to be here, here, and here by the time I'm this age, this month, and then I'm over here kind of like down talking on myself to kind of get that motivation. So like this morning, I think I was just kind of like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you want to be here by this age, you want to have this by this age, and you're just sitting on the couch. Like, get up and fucking do it. And honestly, after I put a full face of makeup on, I was like, let's get this podcast episode going. Like, I am ready to start. Let's do it. So, yeah, I would say the shirt's bugging me. Sorry. I would say, don't do that. I personally do that, and I feel like it helps. And, maybe you do it on your own too, but, I mean, it's not the best way. Like I said, scientifically speaking, you can confuse your brain at that point, because your brain's going to kind of be like, what do we feel? Are we confident or are we not? Drink more tea. Excuse me. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like that's kind of that, motivating yourself. Also, just to, like I said, it's normal to be in a funk, but I just feel like you can't let it also consume you either. I feel like this past week it was really consuming me. That's why I wasn't posting as much. Yeah, I hung out with some friends this weekend, but I was still kind of like, I was there, but like not there. And it took like my mind off whatever the frick funk I was feeling, but I was still just kind of like, yeah. But I just feel like when you're in a funk, you can't let it consume you. And I feel like it's more like an in your head thing. Obviously, if it's something very severe, genuinely very severe, then of course, like, you're gonna be kind of like stuck for a while, like, oh shit. But if it's kind of just something personal, like within yourself, like I guess if you want to say fighting demons, then that's where it's kind of like, okay, like I need to kind of like talk myself like out of this. Jesus. I need to kind of like talk myself like out of this. I need to kind of like tell myself like, what the frick is going on. So I feel like when it's more, sorry, my allergies have just been horrible too this past week. So that's probably why as well. But anyways, but yeah, I feel like when you're in a funk, it's totally okay, but you can't let it consume you. Like, eventually you have to tell yourself, get the fuck up and go fucking do what you need to do. Go make more money. Go set your little goals day by day. And I feel like that generally helps, because when I was doing that, I was like, okay, good job. Like, I did this today. At least I accomplished that. I would make myself feel good about that. And that's what you kind of have to do too. When you like do little things like that, you have to also make yourself feel good. Like, sometimes too, honestly, I tell myself like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Like, this is all I did today. But it's like, no, like, you still got up, you still got out of bed, you still went to work, you still got ready, you still made dinner for your family. I am talking way too fast. And so, like, you still have to kind of like pat yourself on the back when you do stuff like that. You can't just sit here and be like, damn. Like, honestly, when I clean my house, I'm like, hell yeah. I cleaned the kitchen, the stove, the sink. I swept and mopped by my front door, my restroom, and I feel great. Now I can go have fun today with my friends or something. Just something like that. Like, you have to kind of motivate yourself too when you like do something like that. Like I've been saying, you can't just kind of like downplay on yourself. Like, well, this is all I did today. Like, what did I achieve? Like, at least you got up out of bed. At least you didn't fucking sit on your ass all day. So, I mean, as harsh as I probably can sound, it's the reality, like I said, I told myself this morning, I'm like, get the fuck up and go do what you need to fucking do. Like, are you gonna sit here until you have to go to work? Like, bitch, no. So that's kind of how I motivate myself. I don't think it's really down talk, like I said, but you know, I can talk to myself like that. And obviously, I'm here now. I'm very excited to be filming this episode for you guys. And I think that's just what I needed. Just like a little push, like a little, get up and do it. And now I'm here. And now I'm going to give you guys an episode. But I hope, you guys are picking up from this what I'm trying to say and get my point across of like, just get the fuck up and do it. Stop fucking sitting on your ass. Stop telling yourself like, oh, I could do more. I should be doing more. It's like, okay, then go fucking do it. Go do it. Don't just sit here and tell yourself, I wish I could have done more. I wish I can do more. It's never too late. It's never too early. It's never the wrong time. It's always the right time. So just get up and do it. Like me personally, like there's some things I'm going to start fixing with myself because I'm like, okay, why am I still here? Why am I still there? What am I doing? Like, what? I'm not going to speak on it because it's more like my personal things that I want to achieve before I guess I kind of throw it out there. But anyways, not that I'm in a bad place in my life. Like I said, I have a roof over my head, food on the table, bills paid, got gas in my car, as expensive as it is. And, I'm still thriving. But, geez. I am overly excited. I hope you guys really enjoy this episode because in this one, I'm really like going. But anyways, damn. Whew, I don't know if I need to calm down or not. But anyways, yeah. So I hope, you're getting my point. Get the fuck up and go do it. To overcome funks too, sometimes I feel like it's okay to like, go out with your friends, go do something fun with your family, kids, cousins, whatever. I feel like you have to take your mind off of it too. Like you can't just sit here, lay down and think about it. I mean, that's okay too sometimes, But like I said, you can't let it consume you. Because honestly, that's what I was doing this past week. Like I said, I was just sitting here kind of letting it consume me. And that's why I wasn't fucking doing anything. But now that I'm like up and I told myself, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm ready. So, do what you got to do the healthy way to get over this funk. Go bowling with your friends. Go watch a movie with your man. Go have dinner with your family, your kids, your cousins. Go do what you got to do to kind of get out. Obviously, you have to do healthy coping habits to, figure it out. It's never a good idea to go an unhealthy way. I won't say, but we kind of get it. So, just go about it a healthy way, You got to also talk to yourself. But like I said, setting those mini goals every day will honestly help. That book, Atomic Habits, if you have not read it, I forgot who the author was. Please don't copyright me, but go get that book and read it because I feel like that book has also helped me. Like I said, setting mini goals. Like yesterday, I redid my resume and I was like, hell yeah, like I redid my resume today. Now tomorrow I can start applying for different jobs. I can start looking at jobs in my field that are hiring and sending my resume. But she needed a little update anyways. I'm not in school no more, so I had to put I graduated. But anyways, so that's kind of like what I did yesterday, and now I'm like, okay, hell yeah. And then today, I could say my goal was, hell yeah, I filmed my podcast episode. Now I can edit it tonight or tomorrow and have it up by Friday, 6 p.m. And that's pretty much examples of like goals I guess you can set. So yeah, like I said, just go for it. Just do it. Get the fuck up and go in a respectful way. You do what you got to do to get out of the funk in a healthy way, and you do what you got to do to get where you want to be. I don't know. I think that kind of ends off my episode here. I was really rambling on today. I hope I wasn't too much for you guys, because damn, that was that was a lot. I don't want you guys to hear me gulping my water, but yeah, I just hope today's episode really helped you guys, motivated you guys, get you guys up and out. It's gonna be summer too. Look how pretty the weather is. You really want to be sitting inside, fucking in a funk. That's what I told myself too. I'm like, it's gonna be summer. We outside. I'm just kidding. Yeah. you know, you just got to think of the positives too when you're in a funk. Think of where you're at. Like I told myself, I was like, why am I in a funk? I have a phone. I have a roof over my head. I have a loving family. I have great fucking friends. I love my girls. Shout out to you guys. Like, y'all deserve the best. But anyways, yeah. I just, I hope it motivates you guys. But I think that kind of like ends my episode here. Like I said, go about it a healthy way. Write down your little goals for today. Today I'm going to clean the restroom. Great, I did it. Tomorrow I can clean my kitchen. And really praise yourself when you accomplish those goals, because it's like a reinforcement. And right now, what I do for work, it's like when I give reinforcement, I get reinforcement. I see the smile on my clients' faces, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. Won't really say too much what I do, but anyways, you have to give yourself a reinforcement when you do it. And you kind of, even if you really have to at your grown age, like set up like a freaking prize at the end. Like, okay, you know what? If I do this by the end of Thursday, I'm going to go out with my friends this weekend. So things like that too, or even if it's for the day, like prize. Okay, if I wake up early this morning, get my errands done, I'm going to go take myself out to eat at a Chick-fil-A, nice restaurant. I'm going to go grab some ice cream with my friend tonight if I do this. So if you kind of like set little like prizes and reinforcements for yourself at the end, I feel like that really helps too. You have to look forward to it. You have to just look forward to what you're going to have at the end of this goal when you get out of this funk. And yeah, I keep saying I'm going to end it, but I just keep freaking yapping. But honestly, I think I am done. Let me make sure mentally I covered everything. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah, just go about it a healthy way. Set little goals for yourself. Set little reinforcements. And I think that pretty much concludes what I really wanted to talk about. I just feel like I just was yapping so much. Oh my Lord, I hope I wasn't too much for you guys. But that's pretty much how my episodes are going to be. Like, I'm just going to sit here and just start going and going and going about what I'm talking about. And I feel like that's what's really going to keep, like, people engaged. Like, just kind of throwing my personality onto the screen. And that really is my personality. So, yeah, you guys are going to have fun. But anyways, I think that concludes today's episode. I really hope I gave you guys some ideas and like pointers. This piece of hair is just everywhere. I really hope I gave you guys some ideas and pointers on how you can kind of go about getting out of a funk and kind of motivating yourself and disciplining yourself to get out of the funk and where you want to be once you're out and what you want to accomplish. Like I said, it's totally normal and totally okay to have these funks. We all have them, whether someone or something puts this in them or it's just kind of like a personal thing like me. And it's okay to, a couple days, maybe a week, kind of sit through it and just let it feel, let it release. But just don't let it consume you. Obviously, I said if it's something very severe, okay, that's going to take a little bit. But if it's just more like a personal thing, more just like something little things, don't let it consume you. You're doing great. You're where you're supposed to be in life. Keep going to get where you want to be, where you're going to be satisfied. But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes. I hope what I said really motivates, disciplines, and help you guys. Read that book, Atomic Habits. I forgot who it's by, but if you just look it up, you'll see, and you can buy it off Amazon, Barnes & Noble, whatever. But yeah, I really hope you guys like today's episode. I hope I wasn't too much. I just was rambling on. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, have fun, do what you gotta do. And yeah, this is Imogen with Be Real with Imogen. And remember, I don't talk shit, I talk facts. So, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.